Now, I've had enough fucking complaints about having a shit microphone. So now I bought one of these little fuckers, and if it doesn't improve, then it's back to the shit microphone. So pray for Lord Jesus. Fucking have to be tangled up in this fucking shit. Nah, the main reason why the audio is so bad is because the rooms are recording. They haven't really been soundproofed, which means that sound echoes around, bounces around the different walls and echoes, which is what I just said. But yeah, hopefully it's better now. If it isn't, then I'll have to make some magic. Straight up. What is up, you guys? And welcome back to another video. Now today is more about kind of a discussion than an actual super funny meme video, but I think it's something that's very relevant, especially in streetwear. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know what this is or how it works, but I think some of you guys might not be as sure about it, and hopefully you'll learn something. But today is about resale versus retail value, because they're very, very different. Some items hold their retail value while some gain, but at the same time, a lot of them actually drop in value. If you think that sounds boring, then you can go fuck yourself and you can leave this video. But if not, then let's get straight into it. So starting off with just like a simple cost chain, we've got all these different steps which all adds value and cost differently. Each step either adds to the production cost or to the value cost at the end. So I'm gonna make some fancy drawing and put on the screen and then kind of go through step by step. But first of all, we've got the fabric and manufacturing, print/embroidery. That's really where you create your items. Say you wanna make 1,000 t-shirts. Fine, not a problem. Now, if we look at brands like Supreme or H&M and even other high-end brands, they make thousands of t-shirts. So each t-shirt literally costs pennies to make. For Supreme, it might cost them £4 to make a t-shirt, where for other brands or for smaller brands, it will be a lot more expensive. So there's a massive difference between manufacturing price and retail price. And what you'll find is that often brands like Supreme or Louis Vuitton or other high-end brands, they would make something like 10 times that it actually costs to make a t-shirt. So after print, embroidery, manufacturing, we've got transport. A lot of companies have all their stuff made in places like China or Bangladesh, Taiwan, cheap developing countries. And that's where factory costs are cheap. You've got labor costs cheap, but then you've got the extra cost of transporting all the stuff from one place to another. This also brings stuff like taxes, import duty, VAT, all these extra costs of transporting the stuff into the next country. Now after that, it all comes down to marketing, branding, stores. This is really the chain or the link in the whole cost chain which adds the most value. So this is where Apple spends something like 10% of all their sales on marketing to make the iPhone wanted. Same thing goes for brands like H&M. They'll spend loads of money on advertisements, campaigns, web stores, all these things to make their product look more lucrative or look more valuable or more interesting. Last, we've got stuff like overheads. So this is all the stuff which doesn't directly relate to the product, but it could be stuff like accounting fees, legal fees, wages, all these fees which don't directly link to the product, but still are a part of the chain and still adds another cost to the item. Although a Louis Vuitton t-shirt can cost them £20 to make, because of overheads, brand image, marketing, they can sell that same t-shirt for £350. So, why does Supreme resell but H&M doesn't? Now, Supreme is going through a thing called a scarcity marketing campaign, whereas brands like H&M and other high street brands, they kind of don't really go for the scarcity way. They just have massive amounts of product they sell. The more they sell, the better. More sales, more money, more revenue, more profit, you fucking name it. Same thing goes for high-end brands. Obviously, they can't sell the same amounts as a high street brand, but they still don't necessarily limit it as much. But they also have the difference where at high-end, you've got way less customers because the prices are through the fucking roof. Like some of that shit is priced crazy. It's dumb money. But what Supreme is really good at, and Yeezy and Palace, is the whole brand image thing. They create something where there's less product than customers, which means more people want to buy it than people can have it. This ultimately means that you have to pay extra money or be lucky or be out really, really fucking early in the morning to buy stuff. That's why resellers exist, because they add a premium. Now the premium is that they go out and buy the item, so they have it. They've gone through the whole thing of waking up 7 o'clock in the morning, queuing out in fucking balls deep shit weather. People are pushing through the line. So they go through all that inconvenient stuff so you can just get it. But then you have to pay extra money. So essentially resellers add an extra chain in the cost chain, which is where they add the reseller premium, which is why you pay resale price. High street brands are very similar to high-end brands in a way that they don't share the profits with anyone apart from themselves. Whereas Supreme and these other resellable brands, they actually share their profit with the resellers. I mean, there are people out there making a fucking fortune of reselling and proxying, but that's something to keep in mind, that there's a very big difference between retail price, face value, and resale price. Because brands like H&M, ASOS, Topman, Raf Simons, Yohi, Lanvin, CDG, the second you actually buy the item, it loses value. It might lose 40% of the value, it might lose more even. Whereas brands like Supreme and Palace and Yeezy, the second you buy that item, it might skyrocket in value, it might be worth more. So something you can sell again in the future and either make money on it or at least break even. They've kind of hit that sweet spot because they get shitloads of media attention, they get hype, they get all this shit. If you go on Hypebeast or Highstability, every single fucking page is plastered with hype stuff or stuff that can resell. So that's why it has that massive market audience. Although I said that high street brands have a problem with the resellers, or they can't really resell, when the high street brands meet the high-end brands in collaborations, sometimes it resells, and that's because they find a way to have it affordable, but still have the brand image of Versace. H&M do loads of collaborations with Margiela, they've done Lanvin, Versace, Alexander Wang, and Balmain, and that resold for fucking loads. So it is possible for high street and high-end stuff to actually resell, but they have to find a better way to kind of hit that lower price point. So if we start off with why it's actually good that stuff can resell. First of all, clothes become assets. It's something where you can actually buy into it and you won't necessarily lose that much money. If you get tired of it or bored or you want to get rid of it, that's a really good thing. Say you buy a t-shirt for 40 quid, 2 months down the line you've worn it 2 times, you might sell it for 60 quid. So you've actually made money. It also allows customers to frequently change their wardrobe, try new styles, try new things, buy different items. And then, as I said, it's very reassuring that you can always get your money back, or at least the majority of it. People don't actually mind spending money on something if they know they can sell it again. I was in this position just last week. I was going through all the sales, I've bought a lot of stuff, but I had a harder time buying stuff, even on 50% sale of high-end stuff, because I knew if I had to sell it, it'd be harder to get even half price back. Whereas if I went out to buy something Supreme, I could just flip it the next day, be fine, money's back in my account, everything's done. For some people, it's an investment. Some people will just buy stuff and sit on it and make money off it. In a way, the resellers are the ones who actually create the market. If there weren't any resellers, then people wouldn't be as interested in the items. So it kind of goes both ways. So why is it bad? Now, it might be bad because these brands, they gain a brand loyalty because of different reasons, and it might get to a point where younger people with less budget, they might only buy that brand because they know if they buy any other brand, then maybe they won't be able to get the money back. So they just stick to those brands. They don't branch out. They don't necessarily buy as much Pata or Magnus because they don't necessarily know that they can get the money back when they sell it. So it's kind of more of a chance to take than having that reassurance of the resale value. This means that brands without an actual resale value might have a harder time surviving or breaking through or getting more customers, because people are scared to take the leap and actually spend money on something. Some people think it ruins the culture with people just doing stuff for money, doing stuff to resell it, people buying fucking 1,000 pairs of Yeezys. I think to some extent it does ruin the culture, but at the same time it's also what kind of keeps the culture alive. If there weren't any resellers, then you most likely wouldn't want to buy Yeezys. And it all comes back to the marketing campaign which the companies use. That's pretty much it. retail versus resale. I do like the whole resale market. I think it is very assuring that you can sell stuff and get money back. But at the same time, I do like just go out and buy stuff which don't necessarily get my money back, but I'll be more happy with it and I'll probably have it for a longer time. Supreme new season is coming out in August. So get mommy and daddy's credit card out, start fucking reselling, make a shitload of money and buy a Ferrari. I don't know. Enjoy your fucking evening and I'll catch you the next one. I'll try and include some more memes in the next one, but this one was more like a discussion topic than a funny video. Peace, brothers and sisters, and I don't know. See you on the other side.